out here having a great time in Sand Hollow. Today we're starting off the day. We got a big group. Should be a fun day out on the trail. So let's see what we can get into. Starting off on the bottom of Nasty Half. All right, so today I'm letting Ems do a little bit of driving. I've been hogging the steering wheel all yesterday, so she's gonna drive a little bit more today. So she was eager to get back in that driving seat. A little bit rear driver, just slightly. Okay, that's it. Real slow and easy. Stay a little bit front passenger. Right there, yeah. Just a little. You're good. Em's a little bit rear passenger. Yeah, now. There you go.
Now make sure to stay tuned to the end of this video. Emily's going to take on the biggest obstacle she's ever tried.
As you come up, yeah.
But will I drop my back tire?
It's okay, your front's in a good spot. And as you come up, you can stay driver. It should pull that tire up. There it goes.
Hold the tire over like he's doing.
We're going up through a crack section. Ems is driving. I'm gonna mostly just kind of let her feel it out and see how she does.
As Emily starts up this spot, she probably should have stayed a little bit more to the front passenger to split the difference on this wedge.
Right now she's using rear steer on her own.
Because she ends up sliding in on the passenger side, she's going through this crack a little bit crooked. However, I know that it's not going to lean her over enough to tip over.
You're almost through it. Stay a little bit more driver. You're getting under an undercut, yeah. There you go. You're okay. I would turn back driver. You're undercut.
Another option right here would have been to do a front dig and then turn it to the passenger to try to get that front axle up on that top of that wedge.
And let's go back driver. I know you don't. I know it feels like it's leaning you, but it's okay because you're under this undercut now. Now you can turn front passenger. You're out of the undercut and it'll climb up. More front passenger. There you go, right there. It is. I was just kind of letting her feel it out, like, till she... No, that's true. You're doing really good. A little bit more driver, just to stay up here, but it's okay, there's a ledge down there. You're gonna be all right. You're okay. You're on the rim a little bit, it's all right.
With these Nitto tires being skinnier, you get into the bead lock a lot more, and that causes a feeling that feels like you're binding up. That's why she is looking at me.
Before that drops. There you go, see that? You're doing just fine.
Now this particular spot is the optional exit out of Nasty Half if you don't want to run Nasty Crack and Nasty Hole. So I didn't want to take Emily through those, so we went up and out this way.
All right, right there, Ems. Now you want to cut back passenger. You're okay. Till that back's up there. And now you can start getting off there and you can just go straight up and out. Your back tire's dropping, but it's not too far. And you can climb straight up and out of there. You don't have to take that V-notch on the left. What's that?
So this is Nasty Crack right here. Now after Nasty Crack, it leads right into Nasty Hole, which you'll see here shortly.
Should he go rear driver?
Driver rear a little bit.
Yeah, you're losing that tire completely.
Driver rear.
Now every one of these cracks out here has the potential of being a near disaster. I mean, what I mean by that is you could break down in any of these, you could fall in sideways and have to use multiple winches to get back out. All of these optional obstacles have consequences to them.
Alright, now it's Cory's turn to run up Nasty Crack. He's pretty good at this one.
For those that may not know, most rock crawlers utilize a transfer case that allows you to select either the front axle or the rear axle only, and those can really open up a ton of possibilities in rock crawling, and I'll show you an example just right here.
See, this one's pretty deep.
This spot can feel a little weird when you're sitting in the driver's seat and you drop that front axle down into this hole, because it feels like you shouldn't be dropping back down into the crack. However, as you get the front tire up to this point, what you're going to want to do is then start to put it into front only. You don't want the rear axle pushing you further down into this wedge. And so as Cory puts it in the front only right here, you can see the front axle now wants to climb up and out of there and get into a good position before you re-engage the rear axle.
Mike on Nasty Hole.
Now you can see here, this is what makes this spot so tricky. You climb up a wedge, then drop the front axle into this big hole. And once you get to the bottom of the big hole, you pretty much got to put it into front only and do a front dig up and out of this. You need that front axle to start climbing the other wall without the rear axle pushing against it. You can see here, this works out nicely for Mike.
This time it's Max's turn.
So if you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of this trail. Let us know what you think of Sand Hollow in general. Don't forget to leave us a like as well. This really helps with our engagement. This is just another example of what makes Sand Hollow such an amazing place. There's so many really challenging obstacles all over the place. It has to be the highest concentration of hard obstacles in the entire country. There's like a never-ending amount of hard obstacles.
This is a spot that gets tricky.
Once you get to this spot, you can see it's really going to put your suspension travel to the test and fully max out your suspension. Last year on the same spot, I ended up breaking a front shock tab.
Cory's turn to take on the nasty hole.
You can see here Cory tries to keep his front passenger tire higher up on that wall, and what that does is it keeps the rear axle more centered on that wedge. However, it twists him up a bit more, leading into that back wall. As Cory puts it in the front only and tries to climb the back wall, the front axle ends up sliding deeper down into the hole, making the rear do a little bit of a wheel stand. The front axle is able to grab and then start climbing the back wall, settling the entire car back down.
Heck yeah. See if it'll... Can you just try to come forward? We might have put it in front only. I don't know if... See what happens. It's coming down. It's coming down, Em. Just keep following that like you're doing. That was perfect. You were really off camber, but that's okay. Little bit rear passenger. Yeah. You're almost through it. There you go. All right, you're through. Now you can push it back rear passenger a little. Right there. Just a little. Okay, Ems, rear passenger a little. I want to straighten it out just so you're not leaving it turn. All right. Now as you come forward, you can go, oh, driver. There you go. It's going to lean you a little, but it'll... There you go. All right, Ems, you pretty much follow the black marks on the way up. It should be able to crawl it. Like, you shouldn't have to use much momentum. There you go. All right, we're going up to something I believe they call ex-wives crack, and Imza's driving. Well, sometimes, fortunately, fall into these cracks, so it's like, what happens when you fall in? Well, sometimes you just gotta get some winches on it.
Driving them forward?
Yeah, I think we want just...
Passenger and forward. At least
So Max is pulling on the top of his cage right there so that he can not fall back in. And this is working out really slick right here.
Hold it a second. It out now.
Hold it! So this is a pretty good crack, so we're gonna see if Emily can drive it. I think she'll be all right. She's a little bit wider axles.
Very narrow.
So he's letting the winch out little bits at a time so that he can keep pulling them away from that wall. This is pretty forgiving as far as the cracks go. All right, our friends Tony and Hod joined us, so we've got quite the group going right now. Now it's Tony's turn to take on this crack. It's another pretty deep crack. All right, Emily says she wants to take this on next. Little, yep. Little bit driver, front driver a little, just a little. Okay. Now a little bit front passenger, just a little. A little bit more front passenger, just a little. Real slow, a little bit less. Okay, right there. Real slow and easy. It's okay. Real slow. Okay, that's looking good. I like it so far. And stay a little bit more passenger. Just keep slight pressure on that passenger, just slight. A little bit more front passenger, just a little. Real slow. It's looking good all the way around. A little bit front, yeah, just straight like that. Real slow. Now go straight again. Now more front passenger, Just follow that little bit front drive. Nope. Just keep following them. Real slow. Real slow. Okay, Em, right here. This spot's a little bit more tricky. Now a little bit front passenger. Yeah. More front, yeah, right there.
So I am spotting her a lot on this obstacle. One of the main reasons I would consider this a pretty high consequence obstacle. If you fall in there, look at how far that is. Things could get really tricky to get back out.
Okay, it's settling back down where we want it. Dude, this side's gonna climb a little bit. Stay a little bit front drive. Yeah, just stay straight like that. It's okay.
This is a really good perspective on just how high you are up there. When you're sitting in a car on something like this, you almost feel like you're not that high up until you see an angle from this direction.
Stop. Rear passenger, just a little. Right there. Now come forward again. You're doing great. It's holding up there really good. M's a little bit rear passenger.
This is a pretty long crack. It starts off really deep, mellows out a little bit, and then goes into another tricky section.
A little more rear passenger, a little more rear passenger. If you can, rear. Yeah, try that. It's climbing. It's looking good, Em. A little bit of rear driver now. Yeah, right there. Em, stop. A little bit more rear driver. So you don't fall off that. And then front passenger. Right there, not that much. Yeah, right there. A little bit more front passenger. Right there. Now straighten it out. Straighten it out, yeah.
At this point, she's almost to the top. However, there's one more section to get up through. This spot gets a little bit steeper.
It's got to come this way?
That rear driver tire is a little bit undercut at this point, and it's starting to pull the car down into the crack. So we got to be really careful to get that rear driver side tire to start climbing.
You're doing really good.
Hey, rear.
Good. Passenger, front passenger, front passenger. You're doing really good.
Once again, this perspective shows just how high up there you really are.
Now, rear passenger. Okay. Little. There you go. A little bit more rear. There you go. More front passenger, just a little. She's just about there. A little bit front driver. And then rear driver. M. A little bit more rear driver. Yeah. There you go. Now rear passenger. Rear passenger. There you go. A little bit rear driver. Rear driver. There you go. Good job, Ben. That was awesome. Emily did awesome on that crack. She stayed so calm. She just got a little bit of a crowd built up for her. That was cool. Cheering her on. She did awesome. What'd you think of that crack?
Yeah, fun.
Was it fun? Were you scared at all?
No.
You didn't look scared at all. You stayed completely calm, composed, and collected, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. High five. High five. Absolutely awesome day out here in Sand Hollow. This place is so much fun. Ems drove most of the day. She's driving back. She drove everything but just a couple obstacles. But we had an absolutely awesome time. This place is just so amazing. I mean, where else do you get views like this with sand dunes like this? And the scenery, the sand dunes, the rock crawling trails. This place is just awesome. Do you like that big lake?
Yeah.
It's really pretty, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Looks like it'd be nice. You kids like to go swimming there. Take the dogs there. I bet those dogs want to get outside, huh?